Let me ask you a question. Why is it that two people can start with the same education, the same opportunities, even the same resources, yet end up in completely different places in life? One achieves wealth, fulfillment, and happiness, while the other struggles year after year. What makes the difference? The answer is simple, but it isn't always easy. The difference is personal development. Who you become is far more important than what you acquire. Because here's the truth. Income almost never exceeds personal growth. Your bank account, your relationships, your career, your sense of happiness, all of these are reflections of the person you are becoming. In this video, I'm going to share with you a roadmap for real transformation. A roadmap that can take you from where you are to where you want to be. It comes down to 3 steps. Step 1, find out how things work. Step 2, go to work. And step 3, don't try to beat the system. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I'll challenge you to start your own journey of growth. Tomorrow morning, personal development as the foundation. Let's begin with a foundational truth. Wealth and happiness are not pursued, they are attracted. They don't come from chasing things outside yourself. They are drawn to you by the person you are becoming. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that some people just seem to attract opportunities? New doors open for them. People want to work with them. Success flows their way. That's not luck. That's attraction. Success is attracted to the person you are. It's not about a single action you take or some lucky break. It's about who you are becoming every single day. And here's something else to consider. Happiness doesn't come from possessions. You can buy a bigger house, a nicer car, or the latest phone. But if you haven't grown as a person, if you haven't developed character, if you haven't strengthened your mindset, none of those things will fill the emptiness inside. Real happiness is found in the process of growth. It's found in who you become. So if you want more wealth, and if you want more happiness, the place to begin is not with money. It's not with circumstances. It's not with resources. The place to begin is with you. Step 1. Find out how things work. The first step to real-life change is this. Find out how things work. If you don't know how something works, how can you expect it to work for you? And yet, most people drift through life without stopping to study how success actually works. They don't study money. They don't study relationships. They don't study health. They don't study happiness. But the problem is not a lack of resources. The problem is a lack of ideas. Because with the right idea, you can unlock doors that were closed. You can turn what little you have into something extraordinary. So, how do we find out how things work? There are 3 powerful methods. The first is reading. Books are time machines. They allow you to sit down with the greatest minds in history and learn from their decades of experience in just a few hours. If you want to learn how wealth works, read books on finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. If you want to learn how leadership works, read biographies of great leaders. If you want to grow as a human being, read personal development classics. Even 10 pages a day adds up. Over time, it can change the entire direction of your life. The second is listening. Listen to people, listen to mentors, listen to lectures, podcasts, conversations, but don't just listen to the successful. Listen also to those who failed, because failure leaves clues, just as success does. Sometimes the story of someone's regret can teach you more than the story of someone's achievement. Third is observing. Look carefully at the world around you. Success and failure are not random. they leave patterns. Notice how people who are disciplined, who are consistent, who act with integrity, eventually rise. And notice how people who cut corners, blame others, and wait for luck eventually fall. Observation is a silent but powerful teacher. And there's one more piece. Don't just read, listen, and observe, write it down. Journaling captures ideas before they disappear. It allows you to reflect, to see patterns, to measure growth. Journaling transforms fleeting thoughts into permanent lessons. Over time, those lessons shape your habits, and your habits shape your results. That is step one. Fill your mind with new ideas. Find out how things work. But knowledge alone is not enough. Which brings us to step two. Step two, go to work. Step two is simple. Go to work. Action is where transformation begins. Ideas are seeds, but action is planting. Without planting, no harvest will come. The secret is to start with small disciplines. People often wait for the big opportunity, the giant breakthrough. But greatness is built on small, consistent actions. If you can't manage the little things, how will you ever be trusted with the big ones? Read 10 pages a day, not a whole book. Save $1 a day, not a fortune. Do 10 push-ups, not a marathon. At first, it seems small, almost too small. But over time, these little disciplines multiply into massive results. Self-discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. And self-motivation is what keeps you moving forward when no one is watching, when you don't feel like it, when it would be easier to quit. Everyone feels inspired on day 1, but it's what you do on day 50 or day 100 that defines your future. And here's the key. Learning must always lead to action. Reading a book about health won't make you healthy if you don't change how you eat or move. Studying wealth won't make you rich unless you practice saving, investing, and creating value. Ideas must be put to work. That's how growth happens. That's how wealth is built. That's how happiness is created. Step 3. Don't try to beat the system out. Step 3 comes as a caution. Don't try to beat the system. What does that mean? It means don't look for shortcuts. Don't look for hacks. Don't look for dishonest gains. Every time someone tries to cheat life, life eventually catches up with them. The real secret to success is not to manipulate the system, but to understand how it works best. And then to do things the right way. It might take longer. Yes, it might require patience, but it's the only way to build something lasting. When you do things with integrity, when you put in the effort, when you stay consistent, you don't just achieve external results. You build inner strength. And that inner strength, that character, can never be taken away from you. Slow success builds character. Quick success often destroys it. So don't try to beat the system. Do it right. Trust the process. Conclusion and final challenge. So let's put this all together. First, personal development is the foundation. Who you are becoming will always determine what you attract. Second, find out how things work. Read, listen, observe, fill your mind with new ideas. Third, go to work. Turn those ideas into small daily disciplines. And fourth, don't try to beat the system. Do it right, with integrity, and let success compound. Now here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, pick one new idea. Just one. Write it down. And take one small action on it. Maybe it's reading 10 pages of a book. Maybe it's journaling for 10 minutes. Maybe it's saving a single dollar. Maybe it's reaching out to a mentor. Whatever it is, start small. Start now. Because your future wealth, your future happiness, your future success, they all depend on who you decide to become, starting today. The power to transform your life is already inside you. It doesn't depend on resources or circumstances or luck. It depends on your choices, on your daily actions, on your commitment to growth. Remember, wealth and happiness are not pursued. They are attracted, and they are waiting for you to become the kind of person who deserves them.